If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. From the Legion tier set for Paladin Radiant Lightbringer Shoulder Guards, Tomb of Sargeras LFR Fallen Avatar drops these shoulders at a 5% drop rate, sticking with the dwarf. And now we're going to show you the chest. Shadow Labyrinth Grandmaster Vorpal, 24% shot that he'll give you the breastplate of Many Graces, kind of a recolor of the vanilla Paladin tier set. And the belt, Antaran Waist, Legion War Supplies, kind of a low drop rate to get that purple belt, but it's great because it says it is. It's called the Great Belt. And the legs, part of the same drop set from BC. The Underbog Hungara Fin is the boss, 7% drop rate for the Cossack of the Loyal. I guess Cossack is some kind of word for legs. That's a new one for me. The feet are kind of a grayish purple, mithril or heavy mithril boots, vanilla level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or your local auction house for the boots. Now we're going to show you the hands, part of the same tier set as the shoulders and the head. Radiant Lightbringer Gauntlets, Tomb of Sargeras, LFR, Hard Jaden, kind of a fair drop rate. Lady Blood Elf showing the back, Periwinkle Cloak, Throne of Thunder, or in this case, Throne of Tides. Lady Nazjar is the boss. The headpiece, Radiant Lightbringer Crown, Tomb of Sargeras LFR, Atragan is the boss, 5% drop rate. And the Big Bash Mace is out of Uldir LFR, 5% drop rate. This is mostly a mix of WAD and MOP. Mantle of Looming Darkness, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, Garage Hellscream is the boss, 16% drop rate to pick up the shoulders. Now we're going to show you the chest, which is Lions only. You get this from your garrison, the Dwarven Bunker, 80 Iron Horde scraps to pick up the Stormwind chest guard. Now for the belt, which is part of the same tier set as the shoulders and the gloves. Great Belt of Living Water, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR. Tears of the Veil, 16% on the drop rate for the belt. And the legs, part of the same set that you could buy from your Dwarven Bunker in your garrison. Stormwind Leggings, 80 Iron Horde scraps. I always wondered why people would want to look like a Stormwind guard. This is one of those reasons, but normally they just get basically messed up in Stormwind whenever the Horde come to town. Wild Gladiators War Boots of Prowess. If you hoard Warmongering, purchase that from the PvP vendor. Gauntlets of Winged Triumph, Siege of Orgrimmar LFR, General Nazgrim, kind of a fair drop rate to get the gloves. Part of the same tier set as the shoulders and belt, by the way. And a Lady Blood Elf Gilnea's Tabard, which of course Lady Blood Elves cannot wear. I show it so people get ideas. You just have to swap out the tabard if you hoard. The headpiece, Cruel Gladiator Scaled Helm, which actually you'll have to swap out if you're hoard as well. And the weapon, Hateful Gladiator's Greatsword. You have to buy the whole weapon set to get it. The shoulders are straight out of the Burning Throne LFR. Iomnar, the Soul Hunter, drops the shoulder guards of Indomitable Purpose. And let me tell you, this set has Indomitable Purpose, certainly for Paladin. Even warriors could wear this. Overlord's chest plate. Winterspring Bruiser is rare who will drop it, or you can buy it on the auction house. Not a bad drop rate. Got a Dwarf Paladin showing the belt. Primal Gladiator's Girdle of Victory. WAD PvP vendor, 1 Mark of Honor. The Horde one looks a little bit different, but it kind of still works with this set. Now the legs, part of the same drop set, the Overlord drop set, which is from Vanilla. Overlord's leg plates, Burning Steps, is where Deathmaw is if you want to farm this, or you can buy it on the auction house. Now the feet are from Tomb of Sargeras, Mistress Sazine at a 5% drop rate. We'll drop some kind of Sabatons. Now the cloak I forgot to put in there, but if you don't know what that cloak is by now, it's the Guild Ithorian Cloak out of Karazhan from Terrestrian Ilhoof. The hands, Ground Shatter Gauntlets, Tomb of Sargeras Fallen Avatar, 12% drop rate for the gloves. Now we have a Tauren showing the tabard, Golden Lotus Tabard, Veil of Eternal Blossoms. From the Golden Lotus Quartermaster Exalted Rep plus gold, the head out of Ulduar, Yogg Saron is the boss, 5% drop rate for the face guard of the Eyeless Horror. And the weapon is out of Uldir. Talik is the boss, 5% drop rate for the two-handed mace. The shoulders and the gloves are from Icecrown Citadel Heroic 25-man. Decent drop rate on both. The chest and legs are from WoD, and the rest of it we'll get to. Now, as I said, the chest, Blackrock Foundry Mythic, Enforcer Sorka, 26% drop rate on the chest piece. And we're going to spin you to Mop for the belt, which is the Poison Binder Girth, Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, Sun Tenderheart is the boss, 17% on the drop rate. The legs are part of the same drop set from Mop. Blackrock Foundry, Flamebender Kagras is the boss, Firestorm Leg Plates at a 14% drop rate. Now we have a Lady Draenei, showing the feet, Doomwalker War Boots, the Burning Throne, Garathi Worldbreaker, fair drop rate to get the boots. Doing the spin, showing the cape, which we'll get to in a minute, but first the hands, which you can pick up out of Icecrown Citadel, Heroic 25-man, Lady Death Whisper, 18% drop rate for the Fallen Lord's Handguards. Now we're going to move on to a Zondalari Troll in the back. Dark Leather Cloak, Vanilla level leatherworking. Buy it on the auction house, probably the best way to go. Should be cheap. Head, Wild Gladiator's Plate Helm. Warmongering if you're Horde. 3 Marks of Honor, doesn't matter Horde or Alliance, that's the price. And the weapon, which is Isle Expeditions. Looks a lot better than it does here because of the keying. Looks a little odd. This is basically 2-tier sets. The main set from BC and the sequel Legion. Fierce Gladiator scaled shoulders. Legion PvP vendor, Marks of Honor, buy the whole set. I mean, keep in mind that's Alliance only on the shoulders. The chest, Brutal Gladiator scaled chest piece. BC PvP vendor, 3 Marks of Honor to get the chest. Now we're going to show you the odd piece, which happens to be from Mop. Siege of Orgrimmar, Tears of the Veil, 15% drop rate for the Great Belt of Living Waters. Now we're going to show you the legs, which are part of the same BC PvP Brutal set from the BC PvP vendor in Netherstorm. 3 Marks of Honor buys you the legs. Now we're going to go to the boots, which are part of the same tier set as the head, the shoulders, and the gloves. Fierce Gladiator scaled Sabatons, Legion PvP vendor, Marks of Honor to buy the whole set. In this case, it might be worth it because there's 4 pieces from that set in this set. Fierce Gladiator scaled Gauntlets, Legion PvP vendor, Marks of Honor. Pick that up. Now we're going to move on to the Cloak, which is a quest reward. It's Watching You out of Terrorokar Forest, Crazy Cenarian Cloak. That, of course, is from BC. And the headpiece, Demonic Gladiator scaled helm. So either the Demonic set or the Fierce set, one and the same. They look alike, so you work which one works best for you. And there's the weapon of quest reward. This is almost a complete tier set, which you're going to get out of a Throne of Thunder, pretty much with the exception of the shoulder and the shield. Wild Gladiator shoulder plates if you Horde, Warmongering. The chest piece, Lightning Emperor's chest guard. Throne of Thunder Heroic, Dark Animus is the boss, 22% on the drop rate. So the chest, the gloves, the belt, the legs, the boots, and I even think the helm are all from that same Throne of Thunder Heroic. I usually don't do this, but I really like the look of this with these particular shoulders and that weapon, which is also out of Throne of Thunder, by the way, and that particular shield. That's why I did it. Very, very rare. This is more the exception than the norm that I almost show a complete tier set, but I thought this would work really well. I scored Treads, Throne of Thunder Heroic, Flaming Head is the boss, kind of a fair drop rate to pick that up. Moving on, we have the hands, Lightning Emperor's Handguards, Throne of Thunder Heroic, High Priestess Marley, 19% drop rate. I forgot to put in the cape, by the way, which I believe you can get out of Anchorage or buy it on the auction house. It is something that is buying on Equip, so you just kind of look for it on the auction house. The shield, Dread Gladiator's Barrier, so that's Alliance only. BFA PvP sources, either you have it now, eventually maybe Marks of Honor, you buy it, and the weapon Throne of Thunder Heroic Lai Shen is the boss, kind of a fair drop rate. If you're still listening up and until now, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll close out by saying what I always say: whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night, make your day